Have you come across this guy before? I'm recording this in March 2025, and I've seen him pop up all over the internet recently. Chances are you have too. His name is Bobby Liebling from the band Pentagram. And in this video, I'm going to explore what I think is their best song, Relentless. I hadn't really listened to Pentagram much. I'd heard of them, but they weren't on my radar at all. But yes, since this clip went absolutely viral from last month, it went viral on TikTok, Instagram, X. You know, this wild-eyed Bobby Liebling just staring out into the crowd with his silver hair blowing back. You don't know, is he on drugs? Is he possessed? He looks demonic, frankly, which suits their music perfectly. So I thought I'd listen. I listened to quite a lot of their stuff, and for my money, Relentless is their best song, and I will explain why I think that is. This is one of my good art, bad art videos where I explore all different types of music and try to figure out, is it good art or bad art? And please let me know what you think. Have you been a Pentagram fan from way back when? Back in the 80s or even the 70s? Let me know. Anyway, Relentless. This song actually wasn't written by Bobby Liebling. It was written by the guitarist of the band as it was then, Victor Griffin. I think Bobby is the only remaining band member from the original lineup. Anyway, it's quite a fast song for their doom metal genre. You know, lots of their songs are slower, but this is quite fast paced, which gives it a great bit of energy, suits the song's title, Relentless, and yeah, has a real kind of driven sound. It rocks, basically. It starts off with a real simple riff, just two notes. Well, two notes and then dropping down the octave. And one of the reasons it sounds pretty powerful is it's a common thing in metal bands. The guitars are tuned down lower than normal. Yeah, if you're a guitarist, you will no doubt be aware of this. If you're not a guitarist, you might not realize. Lots of the reasons that metal music sounds particularly heavy and, you know, dark and it really rocks is because the instruments are tuned lower than normal. In this case, the guitars are tuned to C sharp standard, 3 semitones lower than the usual E. Anyway, it's an interesting song structurally because it doesn't really have a chorus, I would say. Yeah, I've had a good listen, and it has I think it has 6 different riffs, all of which I think are great. It has a definite verse, for sure, where we get most of the vocals of the song. But there's no real chorus. We sort of have the intro, verse 1, then the intro riff again, then verse 2. Then it goes into a series of other riffs with some extra vocals, but it's definitely not a chorus. It's more like a bridge, if anything, with some nice harmony vocals from Bobby, which you don't get too much in doom metal. Bit of vocal harmony. Also, the time signature switches here, it's not just the usual 4/4. We get, well, if we count up the beats, we get 6, but it really feels like a 2 plus a 4. Yeah, which is nice, a nice change. And then eventually we get back to the intro riff, and Bobby finally sings the title of the song, Relentless, which we haven't heard all throughout the song till the end. So there's no chorus. I think that's one of the reasons the song is interesting to me. It's almost a collection of riffs around a couple of verses. And yeah, harmonically, you know, and melodically, the song features really what happens in a lot of metal music is it's kind of influenced by the blues, yeah, the blues scale, also by the minor scale, but other notes get thrown in there. And often these notes are a semitone apart, right? We're moving from one note to the very nearest note, and it can create quite a dark sound. So in some of these riffs, we're getting a flattened second, reminiscent of the Phrygian mode, if you know your music theory. We're getting other movements of semitones, maybe from a minor third to a major third. Quite a bluesy thing, actually. And other semitones that exist in the minor scale, like the second to the minor third, or the fifth to the flattened sixth. Anyway, very effective in metal riffs. There are fast, like I said, there's fast riffs. There's a slow, kind of sludgy riff near the end, really good. And what I love personally is it's quite a lo-fi recording. Yeah, when this was recorded I think in the 80s, the song might have been written before then. It was from their debut album, which I think firstly was released under the name Pentagram, but it's been re-released under the name Relentless. Anyway, there's a bit of not confusion, but I'm not sure exactly when they wrote this song. But in the recorded version, it's quite lo-fi, yeah, which gives it a certain charm and a certain live quality to it, as if you're in the room with them, yeah, which I love. It's not perfect, a bit rough around the edges, but isn't that what rock music's meant to be? You don't want it to be perfection, pristine studio quality. You want it to, be a bit rough and ready, I think, anyway. Also, these days, lots of bands record to a click track, to keep them in perfect time. And, nothing necessarily wrong with that. There's an argument to be made for it, but this song definitely wasn't recorded to a click track. I've checked the tempo at various points, and it fluctuates. Yeah, some of the riffs are a little bit faster or a little bit slower than the others, and it helps the song to have its shape. It feels like some riffs have more energy and others bring it down, because they do. Yeah, the tempo does change, not drastically. I'm talking by a few BPM here and there, but it all makes a difference to the general vibe, the general feeling of the song. I must give a shout out to the drummer, Joe Hasselvander, who I think does some excellent fills. He really powers the song along. And the lyrics are quite enjoyable. They're a bit silly. They're dark. It's not exactly poetry, this. Here's a couple of the lines. Walk with me through the black house. What a wild trip. You're such a louse. Rhyming house with louse, yeah. Louse makes me think of Kafka, Metamorphosis. There's quite a few sort of Kafka-esque images, I think, in this. Whether that's deliberate or accidental, who knows? Here's another couple of lines. Why do you hold your head so low? Are you afraid of your mystical soul? I like that. People, don't be afraid of your mystical soul, whatever you do, or Bobby Liebling will come for you. Anyway, I've got to round up. I give all these, in my reviews, I always give a score out of 100. I give this 79. I think it's Pentagram's best song, Relentless. I've been Greg Harradine. Goodbye.